Hello my darlings, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Miranda and I am the Enchantress of Avalon. So those who are familiar with my videos will notice that we're filming at a different angle, and I'm also filming on some new equipment. So I do hope that you like the new equipment. I myself am loving it. So let me know in the comments below what you think of the new equipment and this new format. And without further ado, let's get into the topic of the video for this week. And that is the tarot cards that are associated with the divine energies, at least the tarot cards I associate with divine energies. And they are the Magician. Ooh. Trying to get it out of the light. The Magician. The High Priestess, or this deck calls it the Priestess. The Empress. And finally, the Emperor. And these energies are basically, if we take the energy of the two divine masculine cards and the energy of the two divine feminine cards, we have this very balanced view of divinity as a whole great god and great goddess energy, right? And I think most really powerful and very complex, all-encompassing deities can embody both sides of the energy. So that's why I wanted to talk about it today. And we'll just go in order. They are, of course, the cards that are numbered 1 through 4 of the major arcana. And if you're curious, the cards that I'm using in demonstration are from the Llewellyn deck. So it is the Llewellyn Tarot, which is beautiful Anna Marie Ferguson artwork. She is incredible. I so badly want a copy of her Legends, the Arthurian Tarot, but it is out of print, so that might be a bit of a leap. In any case, we'll start with the Magician. In this deck, the Magician is represented by Gideon because it is related to the Mabinogion and Welsh mythology. And the Magician is the divine masculine in very much the more ephemeral spiritual realm, right? He is that magic worker, right? He is this very powerful force, and he goes beyond being a magic worker and into the realm of being magic himself. Magic isn't something he does as much as it's his life, it's his being. And I've read descriptions where it's, I am the magic. And I think that just so embodies the energy that I feel from the Magician card. No matter which deck I am looking at or pulling from, the Magician card has that energy of, yes, that master of manifestation, but also he just is magic. He isn't doing magical acts because he wants to do them. He is intrinsically magic himself. And it's so wonderful and beautiful to have a card with that kind of energy in the deck. And that is also what makes him that very much in the spiritual, ephemeral, esoteric realms, the divine masculine figure. And he's also the figure of action, because remember, the masculine is action oriented, while the feminine is oriented as more passive. So we're going to go on to the divine feminine in the spiritual realm with the card number 2, and that is the High Priestess or the Priestess. This deck, the Llewellyn Tarot, does call her just the Priestess, and she's represented by Cara Dwyn, who is an ideal goddess to represent this. If you could see the card, it's beautiful. And the High Priestess, which is what I just normally call the card, is that divine feminine in the esoteric realm. She is more passive than the Magician, but no less magical. She is magic through esoteric study, through occult knowledge, through the feeling of energies. She isn't like living the magic in an outward fashion like the magician does. She is internalizing the magic and having it come into herself. That's the more feminine realm, the passive. But passive doesn't mean less powerful. Passive just means internal. It's the difference between the hero's journey of outward exploration and the heroine's journey of inward depth of work, right? And so in the case of Cerridwen, she is such a powerful figure. And I didn't actually even mention Gideon, who is the magician card. Gideon is the magician who brought Blodeuwedd to life from flowers, along with another magician named Math, in order for her to be the bride of Lula Gyfes. So he's a powerful manifester, right? Well, Cerridwen is super powerful as a god, as a Celtic goddess of inspiration. She is the goddess who brewed the potion of Awen and was trying to give knowledge through this potion, ultimate knowledge. And it did become gifted to somebody, just not the person she expected. She wanted it to go to her son, but very accidentally, the servant boy stirring the cauldron had the drops of potion, and he ended up gaining all this insight and inspiration. And ended up eventually being reborn as the Bard Taliesin. So that is so much what this card is about, though. It's about knowledge. It's about inspiration and insights, and being a channel for those insights to come through. That's very feminine and internal. And that's what differentiates her from the magician. The next card, we're going on to the other divine feminine card, the Empress, and she is represented again by Rhiannon. And I've talked about Rhiannon quite a bit on my channel, and obviously I've written about her quite a bit on my blog. So the story of Rhiannon is pretty well known. She is a Welsh Celtic sovereignty goddess, and it is her marriage to her husband, Pwyll, who is the king of Dyfed, that really fully cements his kingship. And she is such a very fertile energy, and that is what the Empress is. She is the divine feminine in very much the physical plane, meaning fertility, abundance, and the ability to manifest growth in a physical realm. And Rhiannon does this through her association with horses and with sovereignty. She does this through actually birthing a son in her story, even though he gets taken from her at an early point. But she is growing green and fertile energy of the lands, right? And I love the way she's depicted on this card. You see the Adar Rhiannon, the sacred birds of Rhiannon, you see horses, and you see very much green. And you have all of those queenship staples. She is wearing a crown, she is holding an orb and a scepter, and very importantly, in Celtic terms, she's wearing a torque, which is the neck bands, which symbolizes that you are, in fact, a queen. And then on to the final card of today's video, the Emperor. And he is the divine masculine in the physical realm, and he's represented by Bran the Blessed in this deck. And Bran was the brother of Bronwyn, and he is a very powerful Welsh king who goes to war with the King of Ireland due to a lot of misunderstandings, and more importantly, due to the ill treatment of his sister Bronwyn after she was married to this Irish king. And that embodies a lot of what the Emperor is. The Emperor is a protector. He is a defender. He is truly a king. Now, all of these cards have darker sides. The darker side of the Emperor, for instance, would be delving into tyranny. But the Emperor does not need to delve into tyranny. He is that strong masculine influence, that brute strength, that stable ground, right? He is such a potent force. And again, seated in the physical. So he is that potent force of masculine influence, of protection, of stability, and of warriorship when need be. The willingness to go to war for good reasons, especially when it comes to protecting his people and his family. And Bron the Blessed is the perfect choice from the Mabinogion to be on this card. I will note that Caradwen is actually from the Haines Talesian, but still, it's all Welsh. It's all Welsh divinities. And again, love the imagery of the card. He is that king. He is very sure of himself. He doesn't need anyone to tell him he is powerful. He can prove it. Now, I did mention the darker sides of the cards. I will note some of the other darker sides. The Magician, it can be turning into this rock star gone awry energy. If he is not mature, he can be this energy of, oh, well, I can get what I want. I could do whatever I want, and not be focused on the fact that because he is so magical, his energy is going to go all over the place. It's going to outwardly permeate throughout so much of the world. For the High Priestess, I would say a darker side of that would be, how do I phrase it? Would be to hoard knowledge and not share it. I think that's the best way to describe that, is when you are this divine feminine in that very esoteric spiritual realm, you need to not just gain the knowledge, but become a teacher and share it and become an inspiration to others walking similar paths. And for the Empress, I would say the darker end would be leading into subservience, because she's a sovereignty figure. She should not just be only the mother, only the wife. She needs to be powerful in her own right as well. And in the healthy side, the Empress is very potently powerful. And in fact, marriage to her is what really cements that Emperor's right to rule the land, because she is the land incarnate. But if she doesn't have the confidence within herself, she could lead to subservience. So you don't want to go too far into that realm. Now, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do like, comment, subscribe, and check out my blog, whiteroseofavalon.life, for more content. I do want to note that I offer tarot and oracle card reading services for those who are interested, always linked in the description box below. And I'm also going to link my Ko-Fi down there, because I did start a Ko-Fi membership area. It starts at just $5 a month, and you would get some bonus videos and bonus content on there that delves a little deeper than I do here on YouTube. So again, I hope you've enjoyed, and have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye now.